Squid Game makes for great entertainment. It is a horrible way to invest your children's money for education. Chances are you walk through a mall or some other kind of public space, and you might see a tent or kiosk where a guy or woman with a clipboard sees you, approaches you, and asks you a very important question. Do you want your children to be educated, and would you like to guarantee that they have money to pay for their education? Clearly, you don't want to be a dick and say no. So chances are you're going to say yes, and that's going to open a door for this person to sell you on a group RESP, or also known as a scholarship plan. Scholarship plans are kind of like Squid Game in the sense that everyone pools money together. All these parents are putting money all in one big pool. The pool actually is far more complex than it seems, but as people drop out of the plans, children do die, parents do die, other people can't continue making these contributions, and others just kind of quit and go on to other institutions. Essentially, that means that you are surrendering whatever is left over after fees and after the government contributions are taken back by the government, and it's being given to all these survivors in the pool. That's where it resembles Squid Game. This is a financial instrument also known as a tontine. Tontines are okay, but you should know if you're in a tontine. Also, not only is the tontine problematic if you don't know you're in one, it's also just the sheer amount of fees that are associated with this type of structure. If I remember correctly, a good chunk of your money, and I'm not talking about 10% or 20%, I'm talking about the vast majority of your contributions for the first 6 years pretty much go to paying all the fees that are involved in paying the guy who just approached you with a clipboard and made you this trick question. All goes to the fund management, and very few of that goes to the actual principal. It is after around 5, 6 years where more money gradually goes to your children's principal. These institutions are so predatory that at times they've even been on the record going into a hospital, into the maternity ward, and approaching very sleep deprived, very emotional mothers who had just given birth. Currently, there is an ongoing lawsuit here in Quebec where one parent paid around $11,000 in contributions over several years, only to find out that 60% of their contributions went to paying fees. That is insane. So, what to do next time anyone asks you about your children and their education? Just say, it's none of your business. Now, what can you do if you do not want to participate in these? There are like several options. One, the bank. There's boring bank mutual funds. Yes, they have higher MERs, higher fees than, let's say, non-bank options, but they're nowhere near as bad as going with a group RESP. Another option is the DIY route or the robo-advisor route. These are fine. Only problem is now it's on you to really plan how much you should contribute, how much risk you should take, and how to make those withdrawals in a tax efficient way. It's not always as easy as it seems. Another option is to go with an advisor. This can be fine if the advisor is very proactive and very involved in the process of making sure that withdrawals are made in a timely manner and also tax optimal. It's not always great to withdraw all the money all at once or too soon or too later. All these can come with penalties and taxes. However, an advisor can really help out. What's your best option? That's up to you. I think, however, any option is better than a group RESP.